Welcome back, viewers. This is Chungu cha Jamii. Today we are talking about green pastures in European countries. Before we went on a break, our guest was helping us to understand on the different opportunities in terms of business and studying in the European countries and the kind of services that they offer. So before we went on a break, Madam Mary, you're helping us to understand about scholarships in terms of schools. Now that you've told us that you have placements in different universities and different packages for all the same, in terms of scholarship, are we looking at grades? And in terms of self-sponsorship, can anyone go in regardless of grades? Because right now, using myself as an example, let's say I've scored maybe a main grade of maybe a D, and my parents are well able to take me abroad for further studies. Do you have advices in the courses that I'm going to take, or would you also advise or recommend in terms of, we had something to do with bridging subjects, the subjects that are required in to be better excelled in for particular courses, or how do you go about it for those who are in scholarship and for those who are self-sponsored? Take us through that.
Okay, on the part of the scholarships, you have to score well in your previous level of study. Let's say if you are going to do a degree, you have to score well in your KCSE. So let's say a B and above will do for a scholarship. The current scholarships we have for China. So you can come to our offices, we can apply for you, you can choose the many courses, the many universities we have. You can weigh what package suits you better, and we can apply for you, and you can go and study abroad. On the master's program, you have to do well in your undergraduate program. So let's say second upper will do.
Wow.
Yes.
So if I'm not a book smart, I'm not going to be able to be privileged with the scholarship.
So on the scholarship,
only the book smart.
Yes, the book smart.
What about the how do we name it?
The self-sponsored.
Yes.
Okay. So on the self-sponsored, we are able to offer good advice on the career you're going to make. It's like more or less like Kenya. For example, you scored a D, there is a good program for you, maybe a certificate, a diploma for you, which maybe you can advance and do a degree later, and still it will have a good purpose for you, because at the end of it all, we are aiming at being wise and increasing our knowledge. So on the self-sponsored, you can undertake any program. It will depend with your grade, and if your parent is able to afford, you can be placed in any university which suits you. So we offer career advice, and also we can take you through different universities, different courses, different packages, and what they offer. So it's upon you to choose, and because it's upon you to pay, so you can choose whichever course suits you better and what you are interested in.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, are you sure? When you say what I'm interested in, I might be interested in being a pilot, and maybe my grades and qualifications cannot take me there. Do we also have maybe certification from the smallest growing up to be more potential and successful in terms of that?
Yes, you can, as I said, you can start from a certificate all the way to a degree, to a master's. I always say that the sky is always the limit.
Yeah, sure.
So if you're willing to study, you can start from the lowest point, which is not lowest, because you're advancing in knowledge as you undergo your various degree, diploma, certificate, everything. So you can start low and get high.
Wow.
Yes.
You mentioned something else to do with medical visa. So from where I sit, I think I'm from the school of thought of, if I'm going for a medical checkup abroad, then I'm not going for greener pastures, because I'm not gone there for leisure. In most cases, whether I'm taking someone or I am going at an individual level, I'm already spending much in terms of hospital bills and so on. No? So I don't think there is a time I'll have the luxury of walking around and visiting the country and maybe saying, I think I should settle here. So, given said that, when it comes to medical visa, how do we go about it? Not only in visa, but generally the package. Maybe you can take us through, if you have different packages, what they entail, where I come in, and maybe a rough estimate of the budget that one should have. Depending also, you can give us of different treatments. Let's say, in most cases, we have patients who go maybe for bone marrow transfer, and others go for cancer treatments, that the chemo and everything, and others go for blood checkups, depending with how or whatever ailment is taking me abroad. Maybe take us through that with a rough estimate in terms of budget, and also different packages and what are in those packages.
Okay, so on the medical facilitation visa, first of all, I understand that most people will not have their passports ready.
True.
And your health is your priority, and you have to maybe rush and get your health fixed first. So in that case, we can help write to them.
Immigration?
Yeah, to the immigration to facilitate your first handout of your passport. So from that we facilitate your visa, and in most cases, because let's say you treated this month and you get well, you might need to go for a checkup maybe after 3 months, after 6 months. So according to what you're interested in, maybe you going for cancer therapy, for maybe brain surgery. So we can we do visit visas, and for let's say at most 2-3 years, so that you can go back forth for treatment. Because I understand that you are also under you should be under money, you should be monitored. So you can go forth after, let's say you're required to go back after 6 months. You can as well go with that visa we applied that first time. Yeah, so we do visas for medical facilitation for, let's say, a minimum of 5 years.
Wow.
Yes.
So in a minimum of 5 years, with this visa, I'm able to jet in of the country and out.
Yes.
Now, another question, maybe when it comes to visa, all of the same. Now, this one has been said, I'm going there for medical issues. Right now, say maybe it has taken me a year or two, maybe it was the brain tumor surgery, and now I'm much better. I'm in a much better position. Or maybe I went with, let's say, my sister, my brother, or my mother, or it is me who is taking my child. So the one who is sick might or may be in a position of going back again in terms of going back again to be checked in terms of clinic and so on. If I, as the guardian who is taking the patient there, decides or want to venture into that particular country, let's say I've gone to maybe to Germany for this surgery, and I've seen opportunities to explore. Do I have now to come back again to you in terms of advice and also visa? Can the visa play part of, this one was written medical visa, and now I'm going maybe for visitation and business. Can I use the same visa because it has not expired?
Okay, so on the part of if you can shift your purpose from a business visa, from a visit,
medical,
from a medical visa to maybe a visit visa or business visa.
Not necessarily even shifting, but it's more like the same of shifting. But now I want to do something else, but with the same visa. Am I allowed to?
Yes, you are allowed to, because you get to have access to that country. So it's more or less of a visiting visa and a medical visa. So you can do what you cannot do in that country is a job. But yeah, because you don't have the work permit.
Okay.
But visiting, you can visit, buy your goods, go back to hospital if you like. Yeah, you can do the same with that same visa.
Oh, so the only thing that I have to have ready if I want to go back again, the visa is there, it's only take care of the flight tickets.
Yes.
Wow, that one is interesting. Now moving on, maybe you said we have now that one, it's medical, and now the student visa. Now, and also the job placements. You said mostly you deal with the nursing. Do you have the unskilled labor job placements?
Yes, mostly the current population we have in Kenya will go for unskilled, because at first, for you to be skilled, you have to be either under the health sector as a caregiver or a nurse, or to have a 5-year experience and a master's program in your field of specialization. So with that, many Kenyans have a degree, or maybe are from 4 leavers, or maybe have gone, let's say, to somewhere in high school. So that's where we come in and place you as unskilled person in that country. So under unskilled jobs, we have a variety of jobs. We have carpentry, we have a receptionist, we have waiters, waitress, we have factory workers, we have cleaners, we have farmers, florists, we have admin.
My question is,
yes,
all these are unskilled.
Yes.
So meaning I don't have any skills at all. So if I want to be a florist, am I also going to go for classes on the same? Or how now do I go about, because now I've left the country as an unskilled labor, and here I want to go maybe in as a florist or as a plumber, because maybe I look and see and say, we don't have a lot of plumbers in the city. So maybe that's a good venture for me, and maybe also the salary and the pocket-friendly services, it's on the lower on my side in terms of traveling, and also on the other side in terms of salary, it's much better. How do I get to acquire these skills that I didn't have when I'm leaving the country at first?
Okay, so first we advise that, for example, as much as they are non-skilled, some are skilled in a way, because you can't say you're going to be a driver in Canada and you have not even done driving in Kenya.
That is why there is driving school in Canada.
Yes. So at first, let's say you from Kenya, us as a company, we cannot apply for you a job. So on the part of unskilled, yes, we have schools in Canada which can offer the same. But when you're coming from Kenya, we cannot place you in a job, let's say driving, and you have not done a basics of driving in Kenya, because you're going to look for greener pastures. And let's say in the first 1 month, because we offer accommodation for the first 1 month, let's say after that 1 month, you'll be supposed to cater for your bills. How will you cater for your bills if you're going to school and you're not getting paid? Because you have to cater for your accommodation, your meals, and that. So to be on the safe side and to give quality to our clients, we advise that, let's say you are applying for this unskilled job. If it doesn't require, if it requires a skill and a knowledge in that field, please have that knowledge. And because you have to place this curriculum vitae, which is your CV, it has to have that captured so well, that I've done driving for this and this years in Kenya. Yes.
Wow. Viewer, I hope you're learning and understanding when it comes to green passes in European countries. What I have heard from Mary is that you can go for unskilled labor and also at the same time have a little bit of skills on the same, because you cannot go as a driver and yet you don't know how to drive or having a driver license. Those are some of the things that we are talking about today. Send in your question, your comments across all our social media networks. That's GBS TV Africa. Our SMS line is 21144. We'll be back shortly.